Hi everyone, it's Lisa again with a craft that you can easily do from home. This one you can easily do from home. Also, we're going to have kits available for this, so if you don't have a book at home and you'd like one, call us and we'll get you a kit ready, or let us know that you're interested in one of our kits. Today we're going to be making a turkey. We're getting very close to Thanksgiving, and I saw this. Someone had brought one in for a little get-together that the kids were having, and I saw that and I thought, I think I can make that. And this is the one that I made last year. And the tail is not the best. I actually would probably redo that at some point. But otherwise, I think it looks pretty good. It looks like a turkey. This would make a great centerpiece. And it's also very fun to do. So you could get the kids involved in this one as well. So let me give you a list of supplies that you're gonna need, and then we'll get right to it, the directions, and we'll get this one finished into a turkey as well. You will need a book, a discarded book, one that you are not reading anymore. You will need scissors, possibly. You will need a glue stick, possibly. You might need skewers. I'll explain that in just a few moments. You're definitely going to need the pattern for the turkey head, and it will be in your kit. It will be with your book. And of course, I'm giving you the directions now, but you'll need one of these as well. And then I think that's it. I think that's all you're gonna need. You might need a little bit of tape for the back of this, but I'm gonna leave that up to you. You could hot glue that if you wanted to, or you can tape those on. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna do, there's a lot of videos out there that tell you to automatically cut this book in half, cut half the pages out. And I just see that as kind of a wasted process. I don't know why you would do that. It does bring the turkey back just a little bit, but I think he looks good as he is. So all you simply do is take your book. I'll leave maybe 10 pages at the front. On this one I left probably a little bit more, but it was a thicker book. And then all I'm going to do is a simple fold. So let me show you. I've already got this much of it done because I knew you didn't want to sit and watch me fold this many pages. But all I'm simply doing is I'm taking my corner and I'm going down deep into the seam, and you can either close your book to crease it, or you can crease it with your hand. I'm going to do that a couple of more times. I have one in December that's going to be a Christmas tree, and you might have done those as a child, and I'll show you how to kind of open those up and add some stamp to it. Ink stamps is what I'm trying to say. That will make it really pretty as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do just a couple more pages here. And I'm going to make sure that I have, maybe even before I start this, I should make sure that I've got at least one page, if not two, designated for the turkey head, because I'm going to show you how you're going to get that image on there as well. Now this one's going to fall apart and it's going to start fanning out just as this one does, but obviously because it is brand new, it's not been laying in this direction for a while, it may take it a little bit of time before it actually fans out. Now I have another book here that I'm going to pull. This is an old discarded book. Some pages out. Now I'm just going to pull out 3, but ideally you're going to need probably 15. So 2 books are helpful. But if you don't have 2 books, then get these book pages out of there before you start folding, either at the beginning or at the end. And also, again, make sure you have 1 or 2 pages extra for your turkey head. I'm going to go ahead and pull out one more. Okay, now let's talk about the head. This turkey head is single layer. It will stay upright. But I pulled this out of storage the other day and the head was all drooped over. I don't know if it was the moisture, I don't know if it was where it was stored, I don't know if something was stored on top of it. But my point is, if you're going to be leaving this out for a period of time, you may want to make 2 heads. One for this side, one for this side, and put those together. And that will give you some stability. Actually, what I would do is I would put a skewer up through the center, and that's going to allow it to stay nice and straight, and you're not going to have to worry about whether your turkey head is going to fall over. So how do I get the turkey head on here? If you'll recall, when you were little, if you needed to trace something, you went to the window. So if you will take your turkey head, now depending on if you are doing 2 of them or 1 of them. If you're doing 1 of them, then you can simply take this turkey head over to a window. You can put your book page on top of it, and you should be able to see the image behind it. Trace it. I traced mine with a Sharpie, but you could trace it with whatever you wanted to, but you will need to go over it with a Sharpie to help define the images of your turkey's face and head. If you are going to put a skewer in the middle of them for fear that it could topple over, maybe you've got some humidity issues in your home, or you feel like it's going to be in a location that might get a lot of wind or breeze or people passing by, etc., then you're going to, on both sides of this, you're going to define it with a Sharpie. So take it over to, do it with a Sharpie first, then take it over to your window, turn it backwards, and copy that image on this side as well. Because I'm going to need this side to trace this side of the bird's head, and I'm going to need this side to trace this side of your bird's head. I hope that makes sense. Again, if you're going to be using 1 dimension, then all you're going to be doing is taking this over, transferring it underneath to the paper. Okay? So this one I have chosen to do the 2 images together. So I'm going to take my stick glue. I'm not going up through the center because I really want my skewer to lay just in the center there. So I don't really want it to really stick to the skewer. I want it to stick around the skewer, if that makes sense. I'm going to line these up. I believe that one's too high. Got it too high on the head there. It won't actually stick together. I'm going to put a little bit more glue down. Glue here. I don't think my glue is holding very well. There we go. Now, there we go. On one side, I have my turkey head. On the other side, I have my turkey head. And all I simply need to do is find a good location for it. Now I probably am going to need to pop off about half of my stick because I don't want the head to protrude too far up out of the books. And about halfway, and there we go. Now, I probably, to finish this off, notice this one just slid right down in there. It did not open up the pages. This one opened up the pages. So just a dot or two of that glue right here would keep your turkey head in place. And I think that would look pretty good actually, because you can see the profile and the profile. Now I have never done it this way before. I just always just use the one sheet of paper, but if you're using the 2 sheets of paper for fear that the turkey head will fall over a little bit, then again, this is just a little different procedure. I also use that glue just right up here to keep my pages together as well. Now, that's the turkey head. You know how to make it. The pattern will be provided for you in the kit if you would like one. For the tail feathers, let me move this book over to the side for just a moment. For the tail feathers on this, now it's kind of messy from the back because this was my prototype, I should say. I simply rolled the pages, and then to cover up the unsightliness back here, actually cut out just a half circle and just kind of taped that on there. Actually, I'll probably take that tape off and glue it on there. I'm going to move this turkey head back just a little bit. There we go. Now, in order to do that, to make sure I'm doing this right, because I do want not doing that right. Here we go. I need it long, lengthwise. Now I can either glue these or tape them. But you're gonna need about 15 of these. I'll hold this in place, see if that holds for just a moment while I put it down. I think on that one, I actually used tape to hold it in place. But I'm gonna need several of these. And then all I'm simply going to do is take either a strip of glue or a glue stick, a hot glue stick, and we're gonna start placing those to the back, all the way down to the bottom. And that's going to give you that fanned out feather look. So as I said, you're gonna need about 15 of these in order to get that completely filled up. You can add more. These, the ends of mine probably need to be clipped down just a little bit. As I said, this was in storage and it's been banged up just a little bit. But once you get all of those on there, and again, I would hot glue it. I think it's gonna be your quickest way of doing that. Once you get all of those on there, then take a piece, oh, it's actually staying. Then take a piece of your book, cut you an arc or a half circle out of it, and then all you're gonna do is put you some hot glue on there, glue, tape, whatever you need to. You'll back that up to the back end of the feathers that you're creating with this, and that will give you kind of that finished look on the back. Now, this turkey book is super simple. It's one fold, that's all it is. I know some of your book art can be very difficult with the folding, but this is just one folded page after another. Don't forget to leave you some on the sides here. Don't forget to also pull out at least 15, either from this book or from another book that you have that's old, and that you'll need those for your tail feathers. And again, determine whether you're going to be using the head one-sided or two-sided. If that's the case, then you know that you're going to be doing just a little bit of a manipulation in order to get it on both sides and in a place where it will actually set up for you. I'm struggling with this one, as you can tell. I think it's my glue. Okay, I hope you enjoyed, there we go. I hope you enjoyed this craft. It is fun, the kids can do it for you. It is seasonal. I think this will store pretty well. But again, it's so simple that next fall you could actually do it again if you wanted to. If you make these, please post them to our Facebook page. We'd love to see them. Otherwise, keep looking for some of the crafts that we are providing for the month of November, and keep crafting.